University entrance test was introduced in 2022, and in the last year CUET there were 283 universities participated, and nearly 13.4 lakhs students registered for CUET UG. And every year, learning from the past experience, we are trying to improve the CUET UG to make the exam more conducive to the students. So keeping this in mind, UGC formed an expert committee, and looking at the way the CUET UG is conducted, the committee gave its recommendations, and in the last commission meeting, the commission approved those recommendations. So therefore, in 2025 CUET UG, we are going to introduce some changes. So I would like to inform you about those changes. CUET will continue to be conducted, at least in the present situation, once in a year. And last year, we conducted CUET UG in a hybrid mode. 15 papers with large student participation. They were conducted in OMR mode, and the rest of the small papers in CBT. But we want to conduct in CBT mode this year and also in future, because CBT mode is much more reliable and much more secure as compared to other modes of examination. Few major changes that we are doing in CUET UG is the number of papers. Last year we had 63 papers, but this year we are bringing down this number to 37. And we had last year 29 domain-specific subjects, but this year it will be 23 subjects. There are 6 papers in entrepreneurship and legal studies and tourism and such areas, which saw very few students registering for those papers. So therefore, we are removing those papers, but admission in those disciplines can be done through the scores of the general test. And similarly, we had 33 languages last year, out of which 13 languages, Assamese, Bengali, English, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Punjabi, Odia, Tamil, Telugu and Urdu. These are the 13 languages in which the test papers are given to the students. But we will also be conducting the test papers in these languages. But for the remaining 20 papers, which consists of foreign languages and some other Indian languages also, we are suggesting this time that the admissions to these language programs can be done through the general aptitude test, which is conducted every year as part of the CUET UG. One other change that we are bringing is that for certain papers the test duration was 60 minutes last year, and for other papers it was 45 minutes. But this year we are making a uniform time duration for all the papers. It will be 60 minutes for all the papers. And last year, in some papers, there was 50 questions and the students were expected to answer 40 questions. And in the general test, there were a total of 60 questions. The students were asked to answer 50 questions. So there was a choice. But this year, we are keeping in all question papers only 50 questions. And all questions are compulsory. When you make the question paper compulsory, it makes sure that the students have a comprehensive understanding of the subject. And if you have a choice in the question paper, sometimes students may answer different kinds of questions and the difficulty level could be different. Therefore, assessing their understanding in a comprehensive way becomes difficult. So that is why we are making it compulsory, all the questions. And this year, because every paper will have 50 questions and each question carries 5 marks, the total marks will be 250. And like last year, any incorrect option also will attract a -1 mark. So there is negative marking also in this year. So these are some of the major changes that we are making in the CUET UG. Soon we will put the proposals in public domain to receive the feedback and suggestions from the stakeholders. And after we receive the feedback, we will finalize these proposals, and then use them in the CUET UG. And soon the National Testing Agency will also announce the entire test schedule and the application process, and the students can go to NTA portal and apply for CUET UG.
How many shifts, sir, like, will we continue? How many shifts will the exam be?
Typically, we will have 3 shifts, and that is how we can minimize conducting the examination on multiple days. So we will continue to have 3 shifts.
What about the normalization? Last time it was decided that normalization will not be needed, but due to certain changes and cancellation of the exams, it was conducted.
See, normalization will be required if the examination is conducted in multiple sessions. And because this time we are going for computer-based test, it may be required that in few papers we'll have to conduct the examination in multiple sessions. So in those cases, we will have the normalization process.
What about shortlisting of the centers? It has been under a lot of scrutiny. A lot of technical glitches have also arisen because of multiple centers.
Right.
And NTA has also said that those centers need to be like really scrutinized, and the benchmark of how those centers are impaneled needs to be like raised.
Correct.
So
Correct.
what is going to be the change this time?
So based on the last year experience, this time NTA is coming up with protocols to make sure that the centers are checked technically, all the notes are checked, and the entire process of conducting the examination is well designed, so that students will not have any difficulties while taking the CUET UG. So NTA is very seriously working on that.
And since we're getting back from hybrid mode to the CBT mode, the original idea of going to the hybrid mode was for proper utilization of resources. Since CBT requires massive planning and logistically is a
Correct.
challenge.
Correct.
What kind of preparation will it require now that the scope of the exam has expanded? More universities and more students are on board, and more students are taking the exam.
Right.
What steps will be taken to ensure that it's logistically handled well?
See, in the case of CUET UG, we have now experience of conducting it both in the CBT mode and also in the OMR mode. The entire process of conducting the examination is standardized by NTA. So even if more number of students apply for CUET UG, since now we have a standard process, it has to be conducted on more number of days to take care of the participation of large number of students. So considering all these factors, NTA has worked out a well-designed process to make sure that CUET UG is conducted successfully without any challenges that we have seen earlier.